Special called board meeting for the public schools of Robeson County, June 25th, 2006. First item is a moment of silence. So at this time, let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. So at this time, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item, we have adoption of the agenda. A motion's been made by Mr. Henry Brewer, second made by Ms. Christy Fields. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. The adoption of the agenda has taken place. Next up, we have closed session.
On the adoption of the agenda, do we have the online votes?
Mr. Terry and Ms. Crystal Monroe. Terry is good.
Yes.
Ms. Crystal Monroe is online.
Okay, so that's 10 of them.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Next, Mr. Bradley Phillips. Closed session.
I make a motion that we move into closed session for the board to enter into for the following purposes: to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318-11A1 and A6 and 11.5C-319, and to consult with the Board of Education's attorney to preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3, and to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 11.5C-402 and 28 U.S. Code 123G, and to establish or instruct the board's attorney as negotiating agent concerning the position to be taken on or behalf of the board in negotiating the compensation and other material terms as proposed employment contract as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A5.
I got a motion made by Mr. Bradley Phillips, second made by Mr. Henry Brewer. All those in favor say aye. Mr. Terry, Ms. Crystal.
Aye.
10-0. We are now in closed session. Motion made by Mr. Bradley Phillips and seconded by Ms. Christie Fields. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, 10-0 there, Mr. Schwartz. Yes, 10-0. That is correct. Approval of personnel report, Mr. Bradley Phillips.
I make a motion to approve personnel report as presented.
Second by Ms. Christie Fields. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, 10-0. Approval of the personnel report. Approval of the interim superintendent contract.
I make a motion to approve the interim superintendent contract as written from our attorney.
I got a motion made by Mr. Bradley Phillips, a second by Mr. Henry Brewer. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Raise your right hand. It's going to be 10-0 unanimous there, Mr. Schwartz. Dr. Harrison, if you would step to the podium up there. First off, Dr. Harrison, I want to congratulate you and I appreciate the service that you're going to give to the public schools of Robeson County. Second of all, I'll give you the mic and say a few words.
Oh, I came fully prepared to talk to you guys. And thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence and look forward to spending a few months with you guys. I've followed and known Dr. Williamson for quite some time. I followed his career and he's done an outstanding job with you the last 5.5 years. So hopefully I can keep it in the road and you're successful at finding someone that can adequately fill Dr. Williamson's shoes. I looked at your strategic plan. I think you guys are right on target. I've had a chance to spend some time with Dr. Dallas and Dr. Williamson this afternoon, and the momentum is right where the momentum needs to be. Things are really moving forward. And as I looked at your strategic plan and your vision and your mission, they're pretty well aligned with what I think and what I feel about what needs to be done for young people in our schools today. And I've long said that my vision for any school system or any school is that every child gets up and goes to school not because they have to, but because they want to.
Yes, sir.
That we create an environment where people show up not because they have to, but because they want to. And that goes not only for children, but that goes for our teachers and the adults in the building. So, and I know the type of leader that Dr. Williamson is. I think we're consistent in a lot of ways. It's a people business. It's all about providing support for the people out there doing the work. And that work is taking care of kids. I think I talked with you a week or two ago. We talked about accountability and the need to get the job done. And I've found in my career that people really feel good when they're successful. And so if we can empower, enable all of our kids to be successful, they'll feel good and all the adults will feel good about what they're doing. So again, it's a privilege for me to have the opportunity to serve you, the students of this county, and the community. So thank you.
Dr. Harrison, thank you. Next up, we have action items, superintendent search, Mr. Richard Schwartz.
I have, let's start with distributing this. So all of you have, I'm sorry. So all of you have now received electronically what I'm also going to pass out to you in paper right now. And you've got proposals from 5 different superintendent search consultant firms that I solicited following our meeting last week. The superintendent search consultant firms are BWP, HYA, Ray and Associates, McPherson and Jacobson, and the North Carolina School Boards Association. What I've distributed here is a summary of the services that are included in the search proposal, in the search firm proposals, the different fees that are included in the flat rate or a base fee, any additional costs that they list, and the total estimated costs, along with guarantees and other information relevant for each one of the search consultant firms. There's a lot to go through to get to these summaries here, and you'll see a lot of similarities in the proposals in terms of what they provide. I'm going to ask Melissa to help pass out the first one of these. BWP is a firm that's been around for a long time in various iterations as a superintendent search consulting firm. They're national, and like several of these other firms, they've got some folks who are in the North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina area who would be assigned to work with your different firm. They charge a flat rate base fee of $27,500 plus expenses. I will tell you that with some of these superintendent search firms, you can negotiate the fee. This is what they're proposing as the fee, and some of it can be negotiated down. You'll see the total estimated cost, however, for them goes up to $45,988 with some of the different additional costs that are listed in this summary column. They do provide a 2-year replacement guarantee if the new superintendent resigns or is dismissed for cause within 24 months at no additional consulting fee, with the board paying expenses. We're not going to try and go there, obviously, but most of these firms do provide a guarantee that's like that. That's why I was pointing that out. This is a firm that's been around for a very long time doing this work. The next one that I want to mention to you is HYA. And I've got 3 different documents that go along with them. So HYA was used to be called Hazard Young Atia, and they've been in the business for a very long time. They're an outstanding firm. They are national in scope, and probably the largest of any of these firms. They have a total estimated cost. Their proposal is for $38,700. And their total estimated cost is $48,100 with additional add-ons included. They have a lot of support that they provide, and I'm not going to try and summarize them a whole lot further, but you've got 3 different documents that are being passed out for HYA. One is their fee proposal form, one is the superintendent search proposal, and another one is their signature search process that defines how they operate. The third one of these that I want to pass out is from the North Carolina School Boards Association. Their base fee is the lowest. It's $19,900 for a fixed flat consulting fee. And again, you've gotten their stuff electronically.
Ms. Christie Fields.
So we're just reviewing this tonight. We're not voting on any of these companies, correct?
No, you're not.
Okay.
I was confused about that too, because it was on our agenda as an action item.
Mr. Chair,
Let me cut to the chase and tell you what I'm going to recommend here.
That's what we want to know, Mr. Schwartz. That way we can focus in on it.
What I'm going to recommend, what I'm going to recommend is that you review all of this. And I'd also recommend that you decide to interview these different search firms.
Okay.
I would suggest that you might want to set up an option for in-person interview and or virtual interview, and that you give them each, say, a 20-minute time slot and devote a couple of hours to doing these interviews.
That sounds like a good plan to me. I think we need to get a date in place and then we can move forward.
That's on school. The next one of these firms that we've got to pass out is McPherson and Jacobson. They've been around a long time. They've done they're doing a search, I believe, in Asheville right now. And I've done searches with them before. They do an excellent job. And their stuff is summarized in here as well. And then the last one is Ray and Associates. They're out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And again, they've been around for a long time. And they're national and they do an excellent job. So all of these companies can and will do a good job for you. And again, my suggestion is that you select a date and invite them to come present to you, and then get around to making a decision.
Can everybody get out their calendar real quick? And we can be looking at some dates.
Yep. Or you could tag it onto your regular board meeting, because that's usually a late meeting.
How would everybody like to feel to tag this on our July 14th board meeting? Is that, everybody feels it, Mr. Henry?
Mr. Schwartz, are you familiar with the organization that helped, was it Johnston County just find a superintendent?
I don't know who did Johnston County. I don't, but I'm sure I'm familiar with whoever it was. I don't know if it's the School Board Association or someone else.
Okay, let me know your feelings. How July 14th meeting, tagging it on to the July 14th. Mr. Craig, go ahead, Mr. Craig.
But I'm fine. Like I said, I won't be here then, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents worth. I can look through all of this stuff, and Mr. Schwartz, I know you did a lot of work putting all this together. Somebody did, and I can appreciate that, and I will look through it. They will be hard pressed to convince me not to go with the School Board Association, and simply they're in state,
I understand.
and just bringing out of state, Louisville, Kentucky, or Virginia in here to help us out. I much rather work with somebody here, but we can look through it and you have the meeting and go from there. But that's just my 2 cents. And we've dealt with them before.
How does everybody feel about July 14th? For the meeting, Mr. Schwartz?
If you want to set it up beginning at 4 o'clock, you'd have time to do 20-minute time slots and then start your regular meeting at 6. I don't know if everybody can make it at 4.
Dr. Terry,
That's fine.
Ms. Melissa,
That's fine.
July the 14th at 4 o'clock, we'll start the superintendent consult reviews. So if everybody would write that date down, July 14th at 4 o'clock, we will start our consultant reviews, and our regular meeting will be starting at 6. Mr. Craig?
Mr. Schwartz, let me make sure now. Like I said, I won't be here. Does everybody have to listen to those? If I'm not able to listen to those, is that okay?
If you can participate in the meeting later and the board wants to vote that night on who to select, you can do that.
Okay.
All right, we have our homework. We've got some looking and thinking to do, and then we're going to tag this July 14th at 4 o'clock. Everybody good? Any questions, comments, concerns? All right, Mr. Schwartz, Part B, rules for public hearing.
Okay, you all should have in front of you the proposed rules for the public hearing. Your board policy requires that, this is for the public hearing for naming the Career and Technical Education Center. Your board policies require that you adopt rules for the public hearing. This would be the notice and it would contain the rules. So these are suggested. The date, time, and location have to be specified. The date and location that were previously discussed were July 9 at the Lumberton Junior High School auditorium. The original time was 5:30 to 6:30. I've suggested expanding that to 5:30 to 7 o'clock. The purpose of the hearing is to receive public input concerning the potential naming of the Robeson Career and Technical Education Center, and community members will be invited to attend and share comments for the board's consideration. Board policy provides, quote, that the purpose of a public hearing is to gather information and hear opinions from the community. Generally, board members will respond only to seek clarification, close quote. The proposed rules are for individuals who wish to speak to sign up in advance by using the following link, and we would insert a link there, or by signing up in person on the day and at the place of the hearing between 4:30 and 5:25 p.m. Individuals wishing to speak must list their name and address and must restrict their comments to the subject of the public hearing. The potential naming of the Robeson Career and Technical Education Center is the purpose. Speakers are limited to no more than 3 minutes each. That's up to you. If you want to change that, you can make it 2 minutes. You can make it 5 minutes. You can do whatever you want. Groups or organizations wishing to express themselves are requested to designate a single spokesperson to represent the group's position. And when the allotted time expires or the listed speakers are done, the chairperson shall declare the hearing ended. That's in your board policies. No action will be taken during the public hearing. Again, that's in your policy. And the issue discussed may be placed on the agenda of a subsequent board meeting. That's in your policy. The public's advised that the following criteria to be considered is provided in board policy 9300, naming facilities. And then we quote from the board policy regarding your guidelines for naming facilities. And so if you agree to this, we'd have to insert the link, and these would be the procedures for the public hearing.
Dr. Terry?
Would someone also be able to speak to naming the planetarium as well?
What was that? Did you get that?
Is somebody
didn't
going to
get
be
that.
able to speak on, including the planetarium on this as well?
Yeah, the planetarium is included in this. It's it's all part and parcel of naming the facility.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Craig?
Just pretty much from what I remember, the 2 public hearings we've had is the same format. I would assume that we would be at Lumberton Junior High, board members would be on the stage. That's where we've been before when we had that. Would Mr. Bobby be the one conducting the hearing? Or Dr. Williamson, you will conduct the hearing and we would be on the stage, and people have a mic set up out there for people to come speak to. Okay, thank you.
So your policy requires that you adopt the procedures for the public hearing. So you'd need a motion to adopt this if this is agreeable to the board.
Mr. Henry?
For clarification, we had some previous speakers that came and asked about why Lumberton Junior High. Do we have any comments to clarify? I understand the superintendent had the authorization to name that. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Superintendent or the chairperson.
you know, we identified the county seat and the auditorium that we have at Lumberton Junior High, and we just upgraded the audio system there, so.
Go ahead, Dr. Manuel, hit your button.
I'm just asking, will the public have, once this is approved, will this be sent to the public so they'll know the rules?
Yes, this would be published and would be on the website.
Okay.
That's
thank
part
you.
of going over it now, Dr. May. I wanted the board to see it and hopefully get approval. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve this? I got a motion made by Mr. Craig Lowry, a second by Mr. Henry Brewer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
10-0.
10-0 there, Mr. Schwartz.
Okay. All right, the last thing that we have here is board policy revisions for policy 2300. And if you'll recall, at the last meeting when we adopted the schedule for board meetings, for your regular board meetings for the 26-27 school year, Dr. Locklear pointed out that our board policy required that this be adopted at the first regular meeting in July, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because until you adopt the calendar, you don't have a regular meeting in July. So what I did was I sent out an email to you that you should have in your board packet now. And in order to provide flexibility and to comply with the manner in which you actually operate, I'm suggesting the revisions to board policy 2300 at section B, board meetings, adding that you would have one regular monthly meeting instead of one monthly meeting. You have a schedule of regular meetings, and then you occasionally have special meetings such as this meeting that are added. So once you adopt your notice of regular meetings and publish that, you don't need to have a separate notice published for your regular meetings. You just have the schedule of regular meetings under the open meetings law. The policy would also say that the meetings will be at 6 p.m. on the second Tuesday of each month. And I've added in unless the board determines otherwise, because occasionally you run into a holiday or something and you decide to reschedule that regular meeting. And then the board, if a regular meeting falls on a legal holiday, the board will schedule the meeting for another time instead of at the earliest convenient time. That gives you more flexibility. The schedule of regular meetings for the upcoming fiscal year would be adopted annually by no later than the regular meeting in June. So you could adopt it in May or April if you wanted to give advance notice. So those are the only changes. And I would recommend that I don't think there's anything controversial about this or that would require it going to the policy committee. So I'd recommend it for your consideration now.
Dr. Terry, did you get a copy of this sent to you?
I did. Looks good.
Mr. Craig?
We don't need to go to the policy committee. I make a motion that we accept these recommendations to the policy 2300.
I got a motion made by Mr. Craig Lowry, a second by Mr. Henry Brewer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. 10-0 there, Mr. Schwartz.
Okay.
Again, I appreciate everybody coming to the special call board meeting. We covered a lot of ground. I need a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Mr. Bradley Phillips and second by Ms. Christy Fields. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned.